Hi there, I'm Jasper from Yellow Glove Productions and I'm here today with Matt Glover of Matt Glover Photography. So today we're going to be talking about our branding package. Who needs it and, controversially, who doesn't need it? So Matt, do you want to explain to the viewers what the branding package actually includes?
Yes, well, first of all, it starts off with a consultation. So it's learning about who our customers are, what they do, and how they do it.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, that summarises it pretty well. We always start with a consultation or two before to, get an idea of who the client is.
Yeah, I've found that I kind of go through that in the initial conversation, and then right before the shoot, kind of touch base, I hate using words like that, and then actually plan the specific kind of skeleton of the plan. So then right before the shoot, we know exactly, and they feel more comfortable as well.
That's it. It's all very, very organised. But what makes the branding package different to, say, a normal video shoot or a photo shoot is that it's quite an involved process with how you present yourself online and how you brand yourself.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's thinking about what your values are, because once you've figured out what your values are and how you're going to present yourself, that then kind of links into like know, like, and trust and who you're going to attract, doesn't it, really? So that's the key part of it at that point.
And that's a big thing that we always love talking about. Know, like, trust, like, no, trust, trust, no, like. And just going on that, because everything's visual now. As I say throughout, I think every video we do, everyone's watching video, they're looking at photos, liking photos. If they see a picture of you with your product or doing whatever your service is with a happy face, and that's how you present yourself online, then
yeah, I kind of think, like, I mean, how I work, I know from working with you, a big part of it is all about authenticity. So it's kind of figuring out what you want to present about yourself, and then kind of in a comfortable way, and with the support of us, actually allowing our clients to be themselves. Because I think when you believe people, as opposed to when you see things that is just a bit showy, I don't know, that's the trust element, isn't it? And so yeah, when you start to get to know someone and then you start to trust them, and I think it really helps with the products and services that you're kind of offering, really.
In a way, everyone does everything at the moment. In the age of the internet, it's so easy to type in on Google whatever you need and a million different answers pop up. But if you're the first person to show your face, explain what you do clearly, well,
that's all about visibility, isn't it? This is a huge part of it. And when I talk to clients now, from the experience of working with clients and then them coming back and then doing it again and again, actually what I've learned is that you do it the first time and you plan and you get everyone comfortable and you have a plan of what you're going to do. But then the things that you learn from that shoot, and then how they present it and then going back into doing it again, is that you start to see the gaps of what they haven't got. So I always ask for feedback of areas that we haven't covered, because then it goes into a plan list for the next time you're kind of working together. And then you start building up and it just becomes a really, really positive spiral. Yeah. So because people feel more comfortable, they feel that they're going to become more authentic, because actually they're then leading a little bit more as well. So I think, really, I mean, I know the word empowerment is kind of bandied around quite a lot, isn't it? But I consider the way we work, it's quite a collaboration, isn't it, really? Yeah. It's not really kind of like you come to us and we just do lots of stuff and there's the thing. It's like, it's very important that our clients are involved in this project together.
Yeah, it's very much a process rather than just well, it is a package, but it's a process that is going to change the way that you're presenting your business.
Yeah, and I think when you kind of allow yourself to start figuring out who you are and your identity, because obviously then it's like your visual identity, isn't it? And then you and then you kind of see what you're doing, and then you reflect back on, and then I think it kind of becomes this really, really nice positive spiral, and that kind of deepens your knowledge of who you are, really.
A lot of the businesses we work with doing these branding photo and video packages they're sometimes startups or individuals bringing new business to market, and they just want to have a sort of head start in terms of their branding and, have things figured out. And then
it's back to visibility, isn't it, really? It's a place to kind of start. And then I think my experience with brands is that it's a constant process of like building and deepening knowledge. And it's like a constantly moving forward. So becoming visible in the first instance is where you kind of begin, really, don't we?
That's it. And with if you're creating a new business, it's so hard to stand out nowadays. If you have quality video, quality photos, then you've just immediately got that head start with your marketing. There's content you can be putting out. When
it does make a difference. Can I use an example here, actually?
Please do.
There's a client that I started working with. It was part of the NHS, actually, and I started working with them about 2 weeks ago. And I know there was a couple of people in the team that were a little bit nervous about having their photograph taken. And but I got your branding video on my website. It's one of the first things that you see. And my client, who I've met before, who knows me, kind of said, actually, come and have a look at his website. And they spent 5 minutes just looking at the brand video that you did. And actually, she was like, oh, actually, no, I feel really different about it.
Brilliant.
I know. Brilliant. So when she told me, I thought, oh, this is such a great example of what it is actually for.
Because that's how you'd, even if they didn't see the branding video before the day, after a while, they would have been in that same mood, been comfortable. But I guess it's, again, a head start in showing how you are, how you work. Yeah,
but it's important for that team, of having a team member that didn't really want to be part of a photography, brand shoot, but then actually saw it and then actually was then involved. Because, of course, I know there would have been other photographers that were, in the running for, to get the job kind of thing. So actually, it's great for me because it meant they chose me. But yeah, no, wonderful work.
But it's definitely something that makes you stand out. Even with you did some branding photos for me, and I had enough that I can regularly put stuff out on LinkedIn, things like that, and just, caption these photos over time rather than just putting it out as one thing and done, that's it.
Yeah, but I think like your approach, because I knew that there would be a bit of starting and stopping, and I would get a little bit overwhelmed and struggle with entire sentences sometimes. But I knew I trusted you. So on the day, I know there were some bits that we did need to kind of redo, but actually it went amazingly. I went in with no anxiety, got through it, and then came out of the room with a great brand video. So because I trusted you.
Yeah,
I can trust.
That's it.
No, I can trust.
That's it. But it was a great sort of thing to do, and as a sort of practice what you preach.
Yeah, no, because I had to the things that I wrote in the script guide that you gave to me, I had to formulate. And a lot of it came out as about how I build relationships with clients, and that was quite an important part. And I wouldn't necessarily have known how to talk about that, but I hear my clients talking about how I work to other people, and it kind of just reinforces identity, really, which that's what it's all about. Perfect. Anyway, me, less about that.
So another client that the branding packages would be for would be those businesses that have maybe been established a while, but now they want to rebrand and make sense of, if they've got a website, make sense of it. If they've got headings,
I have a lot of people that are building new websites. As my business on my third website, and after over periods of time, you kind of freshen things up, don't you? So often people at the beginning of the conversations will say, I've got a new website, and then I will go through what the headings of the websites are, and also what stories or what the images need to reflect. So if it's an introduction to them, or it could be an introduction to the team that they work with, it could be a history of where the business has come from. So that all goes into the planning of the stories that are going to be behind the images that you can read when you see the images, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is slightly different to maybe LinkedIn, which could be more focused on visibility. I know one of my clients, like Sandra, for example, I've photographed lots of brand images for her, and it's really so that she's got images that she can introduce different parts of the way she works, because she's a business coach. And for her, it's lots of different kind of, not different headshots, but kind of, I suppose, location portraits.
Yeah. Different situations as well. One thing we've done with branding video and photos is saying, what would you do on a day-to-day basis? I'll be answering a lot of emails. I'll be on Zoom quite a lot. So even we've organised little Zoom meeting shoots. And just
it's about telling the story, because if you're looking at an image that is about someone on Zoom, for example, and faces, on a screen, and then you're talking about how you interact with people remotely, or that you can travel the world and still interact with your clients. Actually, it's like cohesion. That word keeps popping up. But it means that that what you're looking at and being attracted to, the words match what you're looking at, and therefore, without realising it, you're trusting it, because the images make sense for the text that's going with it. And then actually, you know, and then you've got good writing, and it's like, and people trust you when actually you've put thought behind the content on your social media or your website.
And that's why the branding, video and photo package is a wonderful thing. But so we've talked about who it's for, and it's not a negative thing, but who isn't it for? And we were saying businesses that maybe have the branding in place already, and they know their branding guidelines, they're all set with them, and they're not fussed about completely changing the way.
That's basically kind of just booking someone for a few hours, isn't it? Really, because they know their guidelines and just telling us what they need to do. Whereas the brand package, it includes the consultation part of it and the planning part of it is such a key element to it that that's what kind of separates it, isn't it? Really.
So one of our clients, Karen Edwards of of Bright Events Limited, she is a shining example of how to use the branding, video and photo packages.
She's, yes. Obviously, during lockdown, events was quite impacted, wasn't it? Yeah. And it was great when she kind of came to me and kind of said she wanted to book both of us to begin this whole process. Yeah. And I think she really thought about it before.
She's got a great approach and very proactive with putting the branding content out. You know, she had testimonials, she had the branding
she did
video.
It exactly, textbook how you should use it.
And all the branding photos, you know, they're everywhere, and you can tell.
And she uses them to tell the stories. Great, and also she collaborates a lot, and she kind of elevates the people that she works with, which kind of. I think it shows, you know, her approach to how she works with people, and that she brings people up with her as well. And also, it makes great content for the people that she works with as well.
So, you know, just to reiterate, the branding, video and photo packages, it's like a completely different thing to, like I said, just booking for a few hours. We'll still have consultations for those shoots, but it's just not as in-depth with the marketing side.
Because, I feel with the brand photo and video package it requires quite a bit of deep diving, I think, and then clients to go back and reflect on the things that we've kind of discussed.
There's a lot of reflection.
Because it's really important. I mean, you can make videos about stuff, but unless you're kind of, you know, getting it right for your client, then, you know, you're not really giving them a service.
And you need to really sort of figure out who you are or where you want to start with how you present yourself, and then over the course of a year
because we discuss it, like, you know, what they'll be wearing for different scenarios, the locations we're going to be like photographing and videoing in, because, you know, it's all telling stories. So all of those elements, I think, are really, really key. And they kind of, and I think when you start thinking like that and how you're telling stories, then it just continues.
That's it. It's a learning process, isn't it?
It is a learning process.
Brilliant. So I think we've outlined who it's for, who it's not for, the branding, video and photo package, and just, you know, taught the viewers more about what it is and why they need it. If you're interested in finding out more about a branding, video and photo package, just get in touch through the website or our socials. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.